What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back on another episode of Pound for Pound. I am the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
Henry Cejudo, a.k.a. Triple C.
A Shadowline production.
All right, before we get into it, Henry, you just walked away with a nice little 2,500 shillings. Kashi payday from Sean Strickland win last week.
I'm the king of Kashi Kamaru. I'm better than everyone at trading UFC stocks. I just want to say thank you to all the casuals who doubted Sean. I told you guys, but you didn't listen. Triple C is still on top.
All right, well, did you sell your shares in Dan Ige before the strike landed?
No, but it's easy to lose $100 when you're winning the thousands, my brother. I'm so big on Kashi Kamaru. We just got to start looking at some other markets. Heavyweight title holder, Conor McGregor next opponent, Mayweather versus Pacquiao. I'm about to cash in.
Well, we got another fight night this Saturday, so how about we make some trade on that today? All right, guys, download the Kashi app and use promo code P4P to get $10 when you make your first deposit. That's promo code P4P for free $10. If you got an opinion, stop talking about it, my brother. Put some shillings on it. Now let's get into the show. My brother Triple C, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, my brother, but maybe not as good as you, my man.
Hey, why you always try to flip that on me, man? Why you always do that? Huh? I feel like you always try to do that just so you can ask me something. Why are you always doing that?
Well, you know me, dude. Well, you know what's up, dude. It's match week. Kamaru Dean, I'm taking what's going down this weekend. RAF. I mean, it's blazing, bro.
I see that.
You know what's so cool about what's going on right now? Is the fact that wrestling could become a corporate sport. People know about wrestling, but I'm talking about like what football, basketball, what a lot of these shows are. Like it's becoming that. Like think about it. How crazy is that, Kamaru?
What do you mean? You mean like obviously being a professional promotion, you mean?
Yeah, of course. And then getting paid really good money, man. Like being able to make a living and actually be a wrestler full time.
What you talking about? You said getting paid. What you talking about there? How much you talking about? Huh?
I mean,
You
come
want to
on,
tell
D. I
us?
mean, David Carr's still calling your name out, bro. I mean, you know. Hey, but you know what, Kamar? Can I tell you something? You should feel honored, because to
Of
me,
course, I like David Carr for sure.
yeah, because if a guy like that's calling you out, bro, he's saying, "Hey, man, like, fuck, dude, like, if the number one guy in the country, one of the best dudes in the world, is calling you out, he sees a lot in you."
Yeah, I'm gonna put this work in. Hey, don't get it twisted. I still, Henry, I still do my thing. Yeah. No, so I see it, and I see RAF are doing big things. First and foremost, that just goes to show you just the weight that wrestling still carries. When you can go out and still get some of these superstars to want to come in and want to participate in just that beautiful sport of wrestling, I mean, it says a lot. And I think those guys over there at RAF, my boy Izzy Martinez, they're doing a great job of just matchmaking here and getting these signees. Talk about signees. They just signed again, Henry. You wanna announce this? Who just got signed?
They just signed my damn nemesis, Merab Devalishvili. And you know what I'm smelling? I'm smelling that payback, Kush.
Hey, I know, but hey, don't sleep on Merab. Don't sleep on him. You seen him. He wasn't scared of you. You see how he went out there. Hey, he saved your life now. Let's not forget, he saved your life.
And it's time for me to save his. How about that? This is awesome, bro. I'm glad the fact that right now, from what I hear, Peter Yan is hurt. But what's going on in the grapevines that Peter Yan's going to be out to like maybe half of the year. So Merab is taking his chances and really developing more of his wrestling skills, which says a lot about him. You know, the reason why he's been the best in the world is because he's never given up on the great style of what wrestling is. So congratulations to Real American Freestyle for signing this dude. I know, there's a reason to this whole signee. So if things work out, there's going to be a squabble. You know what I'm saying, Coach?
You got a 3-match deal, correct? 2 or 3 match?
Yeah, I got a 3-match deal.
I see this as a potential, main event in the future. I mean, it's a match week, but let's look at this fantastic card that we got here. I think this might be one of the best cards so far. First of all, headlined by Olympic wrestling freestyle champion Henry Cejudo taking on Uriah Faber. And then you've got the co-main event, Arman Tsarukyan. And I told you, listen, I've been telling you, Henry, didn't I tell you Arman Tsarukyan was a problem? He was going up against Lance Palmer. And listen, I love Lance Palmer, but Lance Palmer's been out of the game for a long time. And coming in here, going up against a guy like Arman Tsarukyan, I told you it was going to be problems. And Arman went out there and kind of made it look easy. He's taking on Georgia.
It's Giorgio.
Yeah, so I've seen some of his content. So I know this kid can go, but can you give us a little bit of background about this kid,
Yeah,
Henry?
no, I've been training with him. Actually, we trained yesterday together. Fucking the dude is strong, Kamaru.
Where did he wrestle in college?
He wrestled, I think he wrestled in 2 places. I think he's from Ohio, and he wrestled in 2 different universities. But he's had some like really close matches in high school in college against some of the best guys, man.
Did he ever get up on top of that podium or what? Because he looks legit.
You know what? I never really looked into him because I was more of a fan of what he was doing for the sport. Take me down, win $1,000. But bro, this ain't no freaking walk in the park for Armin either, for neither one of these guys. So I love the fact that this is going to be a very competitive fight between him and Armin Tsarukyan. I mean, bro, this dude's got skills, bro. We were drilling yesterday, bro, and I was just like, dude, I can see why he is super tricky and taking people down. He knows how to use his hands to his shots and kind of like really coordinate that stuff. So what I'm saying, like, for those who are watching, don't think that this guy is just some like, like this dude trains every day, and he's solid, bro. He gained a lot of muscle for this wrestling match. So a lot is on the line. I don't think Armin Tsarukyan's gonna have it as easy as people think he is. I personally think Giorgio could be favored to even win this match because this dude he doesn't fight, he doesn't do anything but wrestle, and that says a lot, Kamaru.
Right, I agree. I think this is also obviously Armin Tsarukyan, what he's doing now and really building that name for himself. I think this is extremely a competitive one, and a lot of people are gonna have their eyes on this one. And let's not forget, you got Aljamain Sterling returning back to wrestling to take on Benson Henderson. This is another big one. You got superstar names that from the wrestling background that are willing to jump back in here and go out there and compete in the sport of wrestling. And man, not to mention we've got David Carr taking on Bubba Jenkins. Sheesh. Let's just say, hey, Easy and these guys at RAF, I see what y'all doing there. I see what y'all doing.
You got to go to the last one, bro. Remember, we had Zahid Valencia, too, world champ. He's taking on I believe he's an Egyptian. We got Kadik versus Evan Wig, too, an NCAA champ. And then Kadik, who Olympic silver medalist. Like, bro, it's a good mixture of how they're bringing in wrestling with the sport of mixed martial arts, bro. So there's a lot on the line, bro. And I love it, bro. I love where this shit's going.
I agree. I love it. I love these cars that they're building, man. It's exciting. I'm definitely gonna be tuned in for sure. Obviously, to support you, watch you do your thing, but
hey, streaming only on Fox Nation.
Streaming only on Fox Nation. So, I got my subscription ready. Hey, real quick though, Henry, you want to slide me your code, your password, so I could watch it on Fox Nation.
Come
do
on,
that for me, my dog.
You still haven't changed.
Come on, do that for your boy, man. Let me get the password. Let me go ahead and sign in real quick so I can watch this.
So you're telling me when I was champion, I could have been making more pay-per-view points, but Kamaru Dean Usman was out there pirating. Is that what you're saying?
Nah, what you mean? That's not pirating. I just asked you to slide me your password. That's all that is, my brother. Hey, look out for your brother.
I got you, bro. I got you. I'll hook you up.
Yeah. All right, my brother. There's a lot of headlines right now being made about what's going on, the White House card. Why aren't we getting some of these fights that people were expecting that we're going to get? There's a lot from the notorious Conor McGregor going back and forth with our boy that we love very much, Carlos Prates. Yes, I mean, Henry, what do you make of this? I mean, do you see this potentially happening? Conor McGregor taking on Carlos Prates
at 170. This is not a good fight, man. Conor's fucking short, bro, for that weight class. I don't know if he has the reach to really catch a very sophisticated striker in Carlos Prates. I mean, you know what this means? This means, all right, Conor, Out you go. Here comes in this the SIGs. You know what I'm saying? Here comes in the reincarnation of Carlos Mayorga. You know, Carlos Prates, he's an entertainer. He's a knockout artist. You know, the way that he's been knocking out Jeff Neal, Leon Edwards. I mean, this is and Conor McGregor just said, hey, and I believe Conor. Conor said, hey, bring it. Pick whoever you guys want, UFC. But we also know that this could be potentially Conor's last fight, and they know that Conor at this point just wants to be a free agent to fight for BKFC. So it's the same reason they're saying, "Hey, go ahead, Conor. See you later." You know, there's new blood here, and I feel like it's the same shit that they kind of did with me. You know what I'm saying? It's just it is what it is. You got to try to find a way to win.
I understand it. And at the end of the day, first and foremost, by no means do we count out Conor McGregor because, I mean, my man's got Conor's got real skills. He had real skills. Conor was who Conor was because he had real skills. He was able to talk the talk, but then get in there and back it up by walking the walk. So we can't just dismiss him completely. But
I'd back it up.
we can see here that this stylistically, this doesn't look like a great matchup for someone like Conor McGregor. You're definitely at a big height disadvantage. You're definitely at a reach disadvantage. And it's not that you're just fighting a grappler or a guy that's just going to try to hold you and take you down. No, you're fighting a striker, a sharpshooter as well. That has stoppages with kicks, has stoppages with knees, has stoppages with straight shots. Hook. I mean, this guy can stop you because he is just that dangerous. And personally, if there was a guy that I would say, hey, I want to see get the, what do they say, the rub from Conor, the name, the notoriety from a fight of that magnitude. Listen, we love Carlos Prates here, so why not Carlos Prates? Carlos Prates he's taking our advice. He didn't change too much. He went back to the lab. He was working after his loss, and he came back, and now he's shining, doing a great job. So, yes, if he's able to get that opportunity like that to face a guy like Conor McGregor, yeah, so be it. But it's kind of crazy how these things has kind of moved on because for the longest, he was Michael Chandler. And then now, all of a sudden, that's not even a thought anymore. And we're just trying to get Conor a fight with someone who they believe can get rid of him. But it is what it is, man. This seems to happen quite a bit. But
check this out real quick, Kamaru. I don't like that Carlos Prates fight for Conor because Conor he's gonna get fucked up, dude. I think we all know that. So when it comes down to call sheet, I'm betting the damn house.
Do we?
Yeah, dude. Carlos Prates, he's too smart, bro. Dude, you get close to him, he's throwing a knee up the middle. The same thing that Sean Strickland did to Fluffy Hernandez. And knees, bro. Knees to me are the hardest weapons that a fighter could throw, bro. Because there's so much more hip involved. You know what I mean? And he does it very, very well. Just ask all of his freaking nemesis. You know, the knee, bro. I've been knocked out with knees from Demetrius Johnson, bro. Like that shit. Don't give a fuck what you believe in, what you think you are. You get hit to the body, bro. You're going down. And that's one thing where Conor's gonna be very hesitant. Once he catches him one time, it's gonna take a win. I think Carlos Prates is gonna pick him apart. But that being said, I think a better match if you're gonna go with one of the fighting nerds, Mauricio Hoofy. Why not give him Mauricio Hoofy? Mauricio Hoofy, practically, they have the same style. They're both very agile. They used to call Mauricio Hoofy the Brazilian McGregor. I think that's the fight to make rather than throwing him to a Carlos Prates whose length is ridiculous. But it is what it is, man. I wouldn't mind seeing Conor McGregor go down too.
But at what weight?
At 70, Mauricio Hoofy would be happy to fight Conor. Mauricio Hoofy already called him out right after he beat. Of course, everyone would be. No, but right after he beat Rafael Fiziev, like he called him out. So that being said, there's a story there too. And if you're gonna pick one of the fight nerds, pick on the smaller one. Pick on the one that Conor McGregor may have more of a chance to possibly, make it more competitive. I don't even think he'll be Mauricio either. But
Conor's been out. You say Conor doesn't even have a chance? Is that what you say? He doesn't even have a chance?
Dude, Kamaru, listen to what I'm telling you, bro. I've been out of when I was out of the game, bro, for 3 years, came back for Aljo, bro. Your gas tank runs different, bro. You don't have that. You're not that same Ferrari anymore, especially with time. I'm only 1 year older than Conor. Like I'm telling you from experience, bro. I'm not telling you, Kamaru. I was speaking to Ali yesterday. You know what he said about you? He compliments you a lot, bro. And he's like, this motherfucker. He's talking about you, not me. He's like, this motherfucker trains every day, twice a day, Henry. Like if there's anybody that brings his bands to the hotel, if there's anybody that I don't ever have to worry about or ever have to even, even with me, he's like, hey, Henry, you training? Like I would get it too. He's like, with Kamaru, never do I have to tell him anything because I know that he's on it. You know what I'm saying? And it's when you start letting that stuff go and you start to become a promoter, you lose that threshold. That motor does not run the same, and particularly your damn recovery. So he may look good for the first 2 minutes. After that, bro, he's gonna be like, "Oh shit, what did I get myself into?"
I agree. I to what you're saying to a certain extent because what you're saying it is true. When you take that when you take that time off, you're not feeling that danger of shots coming at you, reacting and really pushing through often. If you're not doing that, then it's gonna be a shock. It's not just, oh, I just jump into a training camp and prepare and I go fight, because you're gonna feel that in a fight. And especially if a guy's taking you into round 3, 4, maybe 5, and the guy's heavy, the guy's holding on to you, wearing on you. So I do understand what you're saying in that sense. But listen, there's some guys that are special, that are able to do it. I mean, let's look at Dominic Cruz. Took what, 2.5 years, 2 years off. It came back against Takeo Mizugaki and made it look effortless.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but
and
who is that
Mizugaki.
Mizugaki guy? We're talking about.
But yeah, listen. Before you go there, Mizugaki at the time was on a tear. Mizugaki was doing his thing.
Ugh.
He was doing his thing, and Dominic Cruz
Mizugaki
came
can
in,
suck
and
my cocky.
wow, pause, jeez, let's cut that out, Jesus. But
Dude, I can't
but
help myself, bro. You see, I'm 100% cringe. A lot of people
I
think it's
feel
a
you. I
fucking. A
feel,
lot of people
hey,
think
it
it's a
is what it is.
character, Kamaru. It's really me, just a little amplified, dude.
I got you. I got you. But I mean, speaking of that, man, there's still, obviously the card that everyone is really talking that much about, Henry, is still the White House card. There's a lot about who's gonna be on it, who's not gonna be on it. There's a lot being thrown at Dana. Is Dana making this card this way, that way? Is Hunter the one making this card this way and that way? And listen, there's a lot of news coming out. Dana has been in the headlines now for boxing. He's making waves in boxing. He's making noise right now, Henry. Making a lot of noise. And as we know,
Making
the
a lot of
noise right
noise, making a lot of noise, and giving a lot of money, Kamaru Dean.
was, listen,
Yeah.
reports out now are saying that the signing of Conor Benn is potentially worth $15 million for one fight. Listen, this is all allegedly. But we know that, well, I mean, it's been reported in one of the last two fights that he had with Eubanks, these guys are making about 10 million a fight. So if they're making about 10 million a fight, and Conor Benn's name has never been as hot as it is right now. I personally believe Sean O'Malley is a bigger name worldwide than Conor Benn. But Conor Benn nonetheless is a name right now in the sport of boxing. And being signed by Dana, and they're saying it upwards, maybe $15 million. There's a lot of talk right now with that and MMA fighters, Henry. I mean, what are you thinking? Obviously, there's been word from it. Even DJ said it's a flex. It's done out of spite. I don't really get that. I don't get that. Why would it be done out of spite? What did he mean by that? So you can tell me.
There's one thing, Kamaru. When you have all the money that you've ever wanted, like Dana White's worth 600 million, bro. If not more, bro. Like he's gonna be the first promoter to hit $1 billion. I think we all know that. You know what means more to him than money? It's winning, and particularly doing that to your damn enemy, which was Eddie Hearn. But look at how close they were, and when it comes to competition, how they could just be ripped apart like they freaking hate each other. So that being said, the fact that he could get back to Eddie Hearn, that just lets you know how competitive Dana White is. So again, bro, and remember, this 15 million, Turkey Al Sheikh is behind a lot of this stuff too. So it's not like it's coming out of the UFC fighter page. Like, no, bro, you gotta a dude from Saudi Arabia that has a whole lot of money that wants to play with it and wants to do what the UFC model is, but for boxing. Now the catch 22 Kush, it's a great model, but everybody wants more piece of that damn pie.
It doesn't matter where it's coming from. The money's coming from somewhere. You talk about UFC, the money's coming from Paramount. Before that, it was coming from ESPN. Before that, it was coming from Fox. Like the money's coming from somewhere. So we're not worried about where it's this person paying, that person paying. It doesn't matter. The money's coming from somewhere to put on the production. So let's throw that out of the table. There's a lot of moving parts going on here. For Conor Benn, listen, there's a lot being said about, his loyalty. Why would he leave Eddie Hearn? He had his back. He was there. Listen, at the end of the day, he is his own man. This is a fight business. Yes, I do get it. There is a thing about loyalty, but at the end of the day, you are the one who goes out there and risks your life. So because of the sake of loyalty, you're going to go risk your life to make somebody else rich? Or get yourself as much money as you can before you're done with this career? Because each time you're risking your life, something could happen to you, and how are you and your family going to survive? Is it at that point, because you were loyal, you're going to call, hey, will you take care of us for the rest of our lives? No, it's not that way. So I'm not mad at Conor Benn for doing whatever he's doing. Now, as opposed to, as it connects to Dana, listen, Dana, we know this about Dana. Dana is like the combat sport 50 Cent, right? He's like the combat sport 50 Cent. We know 50 Cent is one of the most pettiest people that you can meet. You don't play these games with someone like 50 Cent. With someone who has deep enough pockets like that, you don't play these games, because while you're playing
that shit, you don't play that shit with
don't.
50 Cent, Israel Adesanya.
Yes,
Fuck,
and Dana, you don't do that, because guess what? While we're talking, you talking this, 50 Cent might just buy that's wherever studio you in right now, and then have them come evict you immediately.
Dude, he did that to I think he did that shit to Ja Rule. He bought a bunch of fucking tickets. Ja Rule showed up to perform, and nobody was there, dude. That's fucking hilarious, dude.
You feel me? And so Dana's playing chess here. If this is the lengths that Dana's willing to go to make sure that he wins that war, hey, Dana's doing it. It doesn't matter where the money's coming from. But to sign a guy like Conor Benn, Conor's doing what's best for him to go and get that money. And Dana's doing what's best for him to win the war that he's fighting, or whatever he's playing, the game that he's playing. Now, boom, that comes to us. As fighters, as UFC fighters, we're looking at this going, whoa, wait. We paying money like this? Why aren't we getting money like this? Because we're out there, we looking good. We styling on dudes. We've helped build this company. Like, where's the kickback to us? So a lot of fighters are seeing this now, and we're looking at guys like O'Malley, we're looking at Ilya, we're looking at Justin Gaethje, we're looking at the Kayla Harrisons, we're looking at the superstars of the game, going, hey, what's up? What about us? Are we chopped liver here? So now it's kind of created this conversation to where everyone is chiming in and going this. And listen, not too long ago, we were talking about Ronda Rousey potentially coming back. And now we get hit with the news that Ronda Rousey is fighting an MVP. And listen, Henry, I want to play you something real quick. I want to play you this clip of Ronda during an interview last week, to where Ronda kind of digs in and weighs in a little bit on what potentially happened to her coming back to the UFC, and now all of a sudden it's MVP.
Of giving me the guaranteed money that I deserve, because once I raise that tide, it lifts all the boats. And they just made a $7.7 billion deal at Paramount. So it's in their best interest, actually, not to put on the best fights possible, but to spend as little as money as possible so they can keep it. Dana's now legally obligated to maximize shareholder value. It's not just about, proving the concept of fighting and putting on the best fights possible and proving that this is a sport to be taken seriously. I think now that it's gone into, now that they've sold the company it's kind of out of Dana's hands, unfortunately.
God, so it's funny, but that when she meant by shareholder value, it's like a share should a good share should always go up, go up, go up, but yet never come down. That's what a good share typically does. So as you said, he needs to hold good, that shareholder value. It means, I mean, if they were to pay a lot of the fighters and X, Y, and Z, what everybody kind of wants to, resemble the NFL or the MLB contracts. You know what that does? That diminishes the publicly traded company now to what it started at now. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to, no shareholder that put in a million or even billions of dollars, maybe some venture capitalists that came in, I'm sure they have, wants the piece of their pie kind of taken away from there. So where do you go? Do you go the fighter route or do you go the shareholder route?
Well, I mean, I think what you're trying to explain is if they obviously there's a big money, supposedly, allegedly, money in the pot. So if this money's in the pot, obviously, the less you give out to the fighters who help get this money, the more you can just give to the shareholders. I believe that's what you meant, correct?
Yes, of course, of course. That's what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to tell you is, there's people that came in there with big money. It's not us little people that came in with 100 or 200 grand, which is a lot of money. I'm talking about the big wigs that came in, these venture capitalists that possibly came in with. We're talking about potential billions of dollars, man. That affects them more than anybody.
Right, and at least that's what Ronda is saying. But to her harp on her point, do you believe that she's right with what she says, that if they pay me what I'm worth, that means they have to pay the other guys what they're worth,
She's
and they
right.
don't want to do that.
She's right because it's business 101.
Let me ask you a question: will Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano be one of the biggest MMA fights of all time?
Yes. Why do I say that? I mean, they're both out of their prime completely, bro. I think Ronda's even older than me. She's probably 39 or about to hit 40. Oh my God, my neighbor's without his shirt off right now. It's crazy. I've never seen him. This kind of ripped. He's like, about to. Anyways,
Pause. Hey, you just
all
gonna
right.
talk about your neighbor like that? Hey, make sure you leave this
No,
clip
no,
in.
he's Uncle Terry, man. He's in the 70s. But anyways, to get back to what the fuck was I saying, dude? I just lost my train of thought.
See, you start perving on your neighbor that's 70. Yeah, you lose your train of thought. Yeah. Did you just blow him a kiss too? Sheesh. All right,
No,
you were
no, no, no,
talking
no,
about
no,
Gina
no, no.
Carano.
I'm gonna tell you why. You know why? Because the numbers don't lie. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. These numbers are there, bro. Especially when you have one-offs, when you just revolve everything around this one fight and two female legends who were 12 years ago, 10 years ago, the UFC were trying to make this fight happen. It never kind of came to fruition because Gina Carano at that time did not want to fight at that time. She was doing action movies and things like that, but now she's ready. Of course, man, two attractive girls, an Olympic gold medalist, I mean, an Olympian, I'm sorry, and Ronda Rousey, a TV star, a former Strikeforce champion, Gina Carano. Two beautiful girls that they get a chance to scrap, and there's a storyline there. Yeah, it's gonna make big headwaves, and it's gonna be a sold out show. And I do believe it could step on the toes of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. You know why? Because sex sells.
I think you are high right now. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, arguably the most famous human on the
I'm not
planet.
saying surpassing, but hey, what I'm saying is I wouldn't be surprised if it gets near that. Just think about it, near that.
I believe they were streaming at what, 50, 60 million at one point. So listen, no, I don't think it's anywhere near that. I think
Okay, yeah, you're
if
right.
we're
You're
gonna
right,
talk
Kamara.
numbers,
Kamara,
yeah,
you're
if we're
right. You're right
talking
on that.
numbers,
You're 100% right. But I do think it'll definitely do bigger numbers than Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. I do.
no,
Because
no. I
because these
think,
fights have only, let's put an egg on it.
I think, I
Kalshi, what
think
does Kalshi say?
I think it's comparable. I think it's listen to me. I think it's comparable, Henry. I think it's comparable to the Jake Paul, potentially Anthony Joshua, because this is the first time we're seeing MMA on Netflix, putting on these boxing events, promoting these. They've done massive events with Netflix, and this will be no different. They're going to pull out the stops to make sure this is a massive event. And if this event is successful, we could potentially see more of this. And so obviously putting this whole card together from start to finish and actually running a full production, which nobody does better than the UFC right now. So let's see how they're able to put that in and ignore all the hiccups. And if they are able to do a good job here, hey, we could potentially see a competition here. And hey, who's up? We up for competition. You know, Dana definitely is. Let's see, Hunter, these guys are up for competition. They don't mind. And I do believe this will break records for MMA watched event. I think it will surpass Conor and Khabib. I do believe it'll surpass that. But as far as it getting past the Jake Paul and Joshua, Jake Paul and Tyson, I don't see that. I don't see that for sure.
Really? Okay, all right. The Tyson one, I feel like you're right with because remember you have to think of the casuals, bro. You have to think of
Not even.
you have
Mike
to think of
Tyson
more of
is
that.
the most.
I
I
get that.
will. I will
You're
say
100% right.
yes.
Forget that I said that shit about Uncle Mike because you're 100% right. Especially because Uncle Mike fucking slapped Jake Paul. Like, dude, that went viral, dude. But what I'm saying is, it will step on the toes of Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, and particularly right now, Ronda Rousey is doing a lot of media, and she's purposely starting that beef. I don't know if you catch that, Kamaru, but she's being a promoter. Let's see what
Is
numbers.
she starting beef, or is she just being honest about what's the system is like and what's going on?
Damn, Kush. Woo!
No, it's a question. I'm being honest. Is she starting beef, or is she just speaking the truth? I think it's the truth.
Dude,
Am I wrong?
I'm trying to stay cool with Dana, bro.
I mean,
Fuck,
am I wrong
man.
here?
But you're probably right, dude. You're probably right. Maybe she is just speaking the truth, and we can't be scared to fucking speak our minds either. And that's probably what she's doing it. But what I'm trying to tell you is, she's promoting the truth. And when people see that, people will legit back it up. I'm gonna watch it. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care how old they are. But I'm curious to see how Netflix is able to, present and put this show together. Eventually, man, after these 7 years are over or done with Paramount and the UFC, I do feel like Netflix will come in and have a way bigger contract for X amount of years, and that might just be permanent home for the UFC for a very, very long time.
We'll see, because if they're doing their own events here and they're having success, why do we pivot?
That's true. Damn, Kamaru, you're good, bro. You're good. You're good, Kamaru, dude.
Yeah, we'll make sure we put on. But this, nonetheless, is going to be a fantastic event. Nonetheless, obviously, we're back to where we're at. Big things happening in the fight world. Obviously, this weekend. Look, Henry, you would have made some shillings. Last weekend, our boy Sean Strickland went out there and he did his thing. That's your boy. He did his thing. Hey, listen, remember what we said, Henry? At the beginning of this, we were like, why is it such a discrepancy for Sean Strickland? And I said it. I said, man, this guy's very, very hard to hit. His style is awkward. He looks like he's right there in front of your face, but then you have a hard time beating a guy like that. And Sean Strickland went out there and he looked great. He was landing the jab. He was able to evade, the pressure that was coming towards him, and he was able to potentially get Anthony Hernandez out of there. And you would have made some shillings on it. Look at you, huh? You did.
I did. What you talking about?
Yeah.
I made 2,300 off that damn shit banger. But at the same time, like we also have to, us as professional fighters who are in there and understand the game. Like, bro, I was surprised how big of an underdog Strickland was, and particularly that dude is he's a former champ. He's beating a guy like Israel Adesanya. He's beating a lot of good dudes, man. He's beating Imavov. He's beating a lot of these guys who have been in that, in the top five, dude. Like, he's to me, in my eyes, he's probably next for the freaking title. But that being said, man, the fans. What I love about Kalshi is it helps us make a decision where we're probably thinking about going. But then again, I'm able to come back and say, hey, we're professional fighters. I think sometimes these fans are overlooking who Sean has fought and who Fluffy has fought and where Sean has been. And stylistically, dude, Sean defensively, he's got heavy hips, bro. He's got really, really heavy hips. And defensively, too, like he will get back up to his feet, even if you do take him down. But that being said, man, I had it right. I was going for Fluffy, like I told you before. I was rooting for Fluffy 'cause I really like Fluffy, man. I think he could really
So you were rooting for him, but not with your money.
But come on, I got kids, bro. Yeah, dude. I can shit. I got kids, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I know he ain't mad at it
Yeah,
because even
sell
if I was
out.
to fight, like, no, bro. If I'm selling out to my kids, then I'm good.
Okay, so I do have a question for
But
you.
I was
So
going for him.
so
You know what I'm saying?
with
That's what hurts a little
yeah,
bit. You're
no,
kind
I
of right,
get
bro.
you.
Like I do feel a little sticky, but fuck, dude. Like I also got to be real too and honest.
No, I got you completely. But here's my question that I'm posing. With that performance right there, do you see a world where Sean Strickland skips Nasruddin Imavov? Because that's the clear consensus next guy that you think is going to fight for that title. Do you see a world where, because Sean said some things about the current champion right now, in Khamzat Chimaev. He started, was talking big. So do you see a world where he skips Nasruddin
Woo!
Imavov and takes that fight?
Dude, I don't know if Sean's kind of growing on me. I mean, I hate what he said about Ali, but a lot of other shit, I just like, fuck, man. You talk about somebody who speaks his mind, Jesus Christ, dude. Like this dude is out of his bunkers, but he's also what I do like about Sean. At least he, I don't like when he gets Ali involved or in particular, like he can do whatever the hell he wants, but that's the only thing that kind of makes my stomach turn. I'm like, bro, like, dude, you know not to mess with Ali. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna cause a lot of shit doing that. But other than that, man, like and that's one thing that I will give Dana White credit. Like he believes in freedom of speech, whether I believe in what they're saying or not. Like he does that, and it was ironic to me that Paramount just freaking decided to cut Sean Strickland off and say, hey, man, all right, bro, we kind of had enough. But Dana White also said, bro, like a lot of these reporters, bro, they should also be blamed too. It's like, you can't do that, bro. You can't just ask a Super Bowl coach, hey, what's your take on Bad Bunny? And then, Sean Strickland's going to go, oh, yeah, that gay. Like, he's going to go off. So Dana White is also smart enough to know that these damn reporters are also instigating that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't do that with Sean. Ask a stupid ass question, you're gonna get a stupid ass answer.
I completely agree with you. Listen, I'm grateful that we do. Dana White is still the American who believes in that freedom of speech to say, I'm not censoring these fighters. If they want to say whatever they want to say, they can say it. If they say something about me and I feel like I want to punish them, I'm gonna punish them. But they have the freedom to say whatever they want to say. I'm glad and I love that. And Dana's not wrong. There's a reason these reporters get up and say, hey, Doug Ewan from Channel 6, blah, 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 blah. Hey, Sean Strickland, do you feel this, and this? There's a reason they introduce themselves and say that. They're right, bruh. They want that answer. They want whatever you're going to say so I can clip it, so I can put it here, so I can say it. I asked that question and you went off, whether it's good answer or bad answer. They want that. So yes, they are partially to blame for some of the things. You can't ask that question and then he gives a question like that with a guy like that, and then he gives you an answer, and then now you want to be outraged about it. You had to you knew he could have potentially did something or said something like that. That's why you asked him that question. And so, yes, of course, I don't like all of the things that Sean Strickland says. I don't. I do think sometimes he gets lost up there and he just starts rambling. And when he starts rambling, random stuff is going to come out that he just thinks about that you probably shouldn't say. Because let's be honest, we are all human, and every one of us is walking around and there's certain things that we know that we don't want to say, that we might think or we might feel on a day-to-day basis. And Sean Strickland, just with the mic in front of him, just lets it all go. So yeah, I don't love it all, but it is what it is. And thankful that Dana still believes in us having the freedom of speech to be able to express ourselves up there. Because sometimes what we say can actually be magic and it can potentially touch people in the right way.
Yeah, I know 100%, bro. And I would rather get a guy like that tells the truth or to see who they actually are than somebody who just fucking hides or is afraid. You know what I'm saying? I respect that about it because with Sean, it's not a character. I just think I just think he gets excited, bro. And part of it too, bro, being a troll, bro, you learn to kind of like it. You start to kind of really accept the rebelness from you, and you get aroused by the comments and the replies that people reply or do X, Y, and Z, man. So I think
Oh, so that's the
he's
life of a troll, huh?
that's a lot. Yes, it is. It's true. It's true. It's
Yeah.
funny, bro. It's
Makes
funny.
sense now. Makes
It's
sense.
funny. It's entertaining, and you stay relevant. So yeah, yeah, it is, man. And especially if you like kind of, I imagine Sean was that type of kid because he was probably like me. Like instead of me like chasing somebody to have fun, like I like getting chased. You know what I'm saying? So I think he kind of has a little bit of that. Like he prefers being chased and like see if he can get got than anything. So.
All
I,
right.
I
Now,
personally I personally feel like all right, man. At least he's real, dude.
Henry, my dog, man. Big match coming up this weekend. RAF, you are the headliner. My man, how's training camp been for you?
Oh man, there's a lot of time on the mats. Obviously cutting weight, but a huge amount of focus is my damn nutrition, Kamaru Dean, and that's why I cannot get enough of AG1.
Well, Henry, my man, yeah, you know we love AG1 here, man. You know, I had my fix this morning, but for some reason, I'm still just drinking with the cup. I just have it in my hands. You know, obviously, when you get all that blast of nutrition, the multivitamins, the pre and probiotics, the superfood, the antioxidant, all in one powder, my man, it just feels so damn good.
Yeah, first of all, I don't do caffeine, Kamaru. So what I do like about AG1, it gives me that right damn push to where, you know, these travel packs here, like I am legit bringing them everywhere. I got some in my bag, my pocket at times, so I'm always ready to drink and even chug AG1.
Man, there's a reason why AG1 has over 50,000 verified 5-star reviews. It's easy, and of course it works. For a limited time, go to drinkag1.com/pound to get a free AG1 sampler, the new AGZ Restorative Sleep Sampler, free vitamin D3 K2 drops for immune support, and an AG1 welcome kit.
And if that's not enough, AG1 also comes with 90-day money-back guarantee. Visit drinkag1.com/pound. That's drinkag1.com/pound to cash in.
Now let's get back to the episode, my brother.
Kush, so what's going on with you, man? I'm just seeing a lot of things, dude, with Ian Gary going to Georgia. I mean, working on his sambo and wrestling.
Yeah, you know, Henry, I typically don't like to really even talk about stuff like that. That's why I've always kind of just been vague about it, because I like to have a stamp on what I was gonna do before I start talking about it. I want to know which direction. But right now, honestly, I really don't know. The Islam fight was obviously what I wanted, and what I felt would have been great, not just for me, not just for Islam, but would have been great for the company, would have been great for the world to see that. Because listen, people count me out day in and day out. The one thing that I do, or that I know for a fact I am, is I'm honest with my abilities. I'm honest with the people. When I come out here and I tell you I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that, I honestly mean it. I'm not like some of these guys who go, yes, I'm going to kill this guy. He won't last one round. And the fight is a boring 3-round. Or this guy, I'm going to finish him second round. And the fight's a boring 3-round. It is what it is. I'm honest about that. And so when I say I can still do this at that high level, I mean that. And for some reason, we've had conversations, but Hunter Campbell feels differently. And Hunter Campbell is like, maybe not. He wants to go a different rate. We don't know yet. You know, it's still not. They haven't come out and said, okay, Islam is going to get this guy or Islam is going with me. But it's been a tumultuous back and forth. with getting that done. And then the other things were presented to me, like potentially DDP was presented to me, or other guys. And listen, Henry, there's one thing about me, and right? When they call and they say this guy or that guy or this guy, I don't go, maybe. No, I say yes.
So let me stop you right there, Kamaru. So you're talking about a possible potential move to 185 pounds because DDP ain't no welterweight. Is that
For
what I'm
sure,
hearing?
but potentially. But this is the thing with me is it has to be meaningful. At this point, it has to be meaningful. I'm not just here to fight the fight. It has to be meaningful. If it gets me to the title that I want, that's what I want.
I like that. I like that, Kamaru. Yeah, because you're all or nothing. We've talked about it before, man.
Exactly. And I don't necessarily, I don't say no because, I think this guy might be too tough or that guy might be too tough. I don't do that. I train every day to be able to handle any style. It doesn't matter who. And so by not getting that, because I don't even know if that's going to happen, or I don't even know I don't know what's going to happen right now. It's been a back and forth with Hunter Campbell, and we don't know where his head's at.
So what do you say to those people that are saying Kamaru needs one more fight? Whether they give this fight to Ian Gary or not, you're still one fight away from fighting for that title. You know what I'm saying? There's Morales, Prates, or call me crazy. And I know you may not like this one, Bilal Muhammad. Those are the three that could potentially get to the title shot. But if you do end up going 285 pounds, DDP too could also get you to that title shot too. And particularly the fact that you and Hamzat have history, and it was a very competitive fight when it came down to round 3. So a lot of people were curious to see a fight with you and Hamza within 5 rounds. People thought it could be extremely different if it wasn't because you're picking up, dude. Hamza was kind of on his back foot. It was 2-1 Hamza. I will give it to him. But in a 5-round fight, the curiosity of could Kamaru Usman become a 2-division champion? That's also appetizing too.
There's fighters at the marquee, the fighters that have had their time to be at the top of the sport, top of the company, right? That they have been placed in a situation where it's a tough decision, and they've gone, no, I don't want to fight, right? And they've canceled events, or they've moved events because these fighters couldn't fight. I've been at that position, and the company knows. You pick up the phone and say, hey, this opponent fell out. It's 6 days, I know, before the event. We have someone new. Are you potentially willing to fight someone in a completely different style? Are you willing to take that chance? And you're the champion? And you know what I always say? Let's do it.
Bring them on.
They call. 8 days, are you willing to fly to the other side of the world to potentially fight this guy that potentially the scariest guy that we've ever had?
Of course. And you know
And
what?
I do it.
That right there, what you just said right now, Kamaru, if I'm talking to Hunter Campbell or even Dana, they always reward those who are willing to step up, and that's something that you always have done.
You would think so. You would think so, right?
But hey, if the deal isn't signed just yet, this is a conversation that you need to have with Hunter Campbell to be able to convey that, hey man, when you guys needed somebody, I was there, I'll be there. What's that song? You know what I'm saying? No, it's true, Kamaru.
No, I get you, but this is why we have.
But I also feel like part of it too, Kamaru, is I think you need to really have. I think you need to fly out to Vegas and meet with them personally. You say why you want what you want and what you want to do.
It's not that he doesn't know anything that I just said. He does know that, and this is one of the reasons why I pay a manager to be able to take care of business. And my manager so far has been the guy to be able to take care of business. So I don't right now. Listen, it's not just me. We don't understand what's going on right now. We don't understand what's going on with the White House. I mean, this is the event, supposed to be the event of the year, and we still don't have a full card, the roster, to where people can really say and build around. We still don't have that. What's going on there internally? So it's what's going on, Hunter Campbell. We just want to know, like, what's going on. Like give us. I know you have your plans, but let us in a little bit on these plans. We don't know them yet. So that's what I think everyone wants to know. We don't know what's going on right now.
So that being said, Kamaru, if I can give you 2 cents, have that mentality. Know that it's business, but also try to enjoy the process because you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Like there's going to be
Oh,
Kamaru.
absolutely,
There's Kamaru
absolutely.
after fighting.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm trying to. I see things differently now. I enjoy it because being in this place is only when you can look back and go, man, yeah, it sucked that I was broke at that in 2014, 2013, 2015. I was broke just going fight to fight. But man, the process was so fun. Just showing up every day. I watched videos. I saw some videos last week that Henry Hoof, my coach, used to send me, and his wife Pookie used to send me every week after training, and I just see the happiness, the joy that I had with training. I was dancing every day in those practices. I just enjoyed it, and now, honestly, I feel the same because yes, there is light at the end of the tunnel. You know, there's light at the end of the tunnel. So,
Yeah.
man, it is what it is,
Yeah,
Henry.
but you know what, Kamaru? It seems like you're saying a goodbye, bro. Stop it with that stuff,
No,
bro.
I'm
Because you
not.
know
No, it's
what?
not no goodbye. It ain't no goodbye. I'm still here to thump. Don't get it twisted.
No,
I'm
I
here to
know.
thump. You
But
see
that being
these?
said, you're about to start making me cry, bro. Let's
I
move
mean,
on, bro,
it
to that
is what it
Mexico
is.
City card, bro. Because
Heck
that Mexico
yeah.
City
Hey,
card, because we're spending so much time on this that we forget, bro, that Mexico City is on the lines taking place this weekend. Brandon Moreno versus I don't even know who this dude is.
Brandon Moreno versus Kavanaugh is our headliner. That's a good fight. But my man, I'm going over to Kashi on this one. Kashi, I'm going over to Kashi and seeing what they talking about. Listen, Cole, man, you talking about Chito Vera versus David Martinez? I mean, Henry, that's 72% to 28. Believe that Martinez is about to go out here and wash Chito Vera.
Yeah, bro, that's ugh. I don't know. I do believe Martinez could beat him. But man, the pressure that Cheeto Vera has and the fact that he could thump, like that's a style that he's gonna have to do. But he's also fighting in Mexico City, and this guy's homeland. Like he's from Mexico City. He trains in Mexico City with Martinez. So I think that's a little. I still believe that Martinez is going to win, but those odds from the fans, bro, it's a little too much, bro. Unless they know something that I don't. So, but that being said, if I was to put something, I put about let's make it worthwhile, dude. I put about 500 on Martinez.
Oh, really?
I'm
You know
going in,
what? 500. What is okay? If you put 500 on Martinez, that gets you
yeah,
what
because I
is that?
gotta make some
Six.
money.
That gets you 695, right? Okay, so let's see what gets me the same return. I know it's 28% for Cheeto. What gets me the same return? 695 for Cheeto. Yeah, about 210, right? About 210. Yep, I'm gonna take that. I'll go 210 Cheeto because I think that's a pretty good return. You feel me? That's a good upside. I ain't no gambling man. It's
Yeah,
Ramadan. You
yeah,
know what I
no,
mean?
yeah, no,
But that's
but
a
if I
good
could say something
upside.
about this match, out of the whole fight card, the Mexico City fight card, dude, this is the most competitive fight, including the main event, including Zell Huber versus King Green. This fight right here, bro, is the most competitive bout in the whole card. Like legit two dude.
Over Zell Huber and
Yes,
King.
yes, bro. But why? Because both of these dudes are in the top 10. Martinez is 10, Cheeto is 9.
Mm.
But not. But
Oh,
forget about the numbers. Just stylistically, bro. And both Latinos, like they're gonna go out there and talk, dude. You know.
what you mean? What you mean? Only Latino stomp? What you trying to say?
Yeah, the
What you trying
majority
to
of the
say
time,
here?
yeah, yeah. It's you take pride in that. You take pride in
Whoa!
scrapping.
So we don't. So brothers don't thump.
I mean, have you seen Shakur Stevenson fight? I mean, that's the last fight that I saw, dude.
Hey, you better
Hey,
get off my
hey,
dog.
come on, you're turning this
Hey,
shit into a race.
hey,
I'm just saying, dude.
hey!
Listen,
I turned that
Mexicans,
into a race.
Latinos are accustomed to scrapping, and particularly in Mexico. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, okay, I see what you're saying, but this is my counter to that. Is we like to thump, but also we like to do it with style. And I think that's what Shakur does a little better than most is with style. Don't touch me, don't touch me. Move. Jab. Jab. You feel me? So yeah, let's just say that. All right. But looking at the next matchup, King versus Zell Huber. I mean, I'm looking at these percentage and I'm like, what? That thing done went down to what, 22 for King Green? Listen, I'm gonna slide a little. Henry, you know what? You tell me what you thinking of this. I'm gonna let you go first. Tell me what you think.
Yeah, no, man, Zell Huber's one of the hardest working dudes that I've ever seen, bro. He moved his
Really?
camp. He's training at Fight Ready. Yeah, bro. He's one of those who you gotta be like, hey man, slow down. Or if you're gonna train that much, focus on these certain areas. And he listens. Training at Fight Ready alongside with Eddie Chaw, my striking coach. I believe that we're gonna see it, and then wrestling with Angel. Obviously, he's got to put it together. But if I do believe that he's able to mix everything together for this fight, yeah, I do have Zell Huber, and I'm gonna get I mean, I got to put a little bit more money to make. You know what? I'll do 500 again, dude, on Zell Huber, dude. He's
Listen,
25.
I ain't know he was at your gym like that.
Yeah,
I ain't know he
no,
was at your gym putting
yeah,
in
no,
work like that. Listen,
he's committed. Kamaru. You talk about somebody that's committed, bro. You're like, holy shit! Like this dude's not here to play or make friends. He is here to get better and striving to become a world champ.
yeah, and we haven't seen him compete since the
And
Michael Johnson loss. Correct?
and no, of course, and he's fighting in Mexico City, where he was born and raised. That oxygen is different, so you got to consider that shit too.
What you mean? That don't mean
Dude,
he
have you
trained
been to
there.
Mexico
He
City?
trained at Fight Ready. Nah, but I train in Colorado, so I understand that works. Listen, that works if you actually train there,
Yeah,
and
no,
people
but
are coming there
he
to
was out
compete
there. He
there.
was out there a month before his fight. So he did the majority of his camp and fight ready. But for the last month, he went back home. And this dude adjusts. He's like, dude, I don't. He's like, this is what he told me. I don't know the difference of altitude because this is all I've ever known. He doesn't feel anything, which is crazy.
Okay, that is crazy, and I think that is potentially something that will give certain people problems. Obviously, this is only a 3-round fight, and so I like that. I like the odds. Now we're at 20. I'm gonna slide a little something on King just because I'm going underdogs here. This month I've been going. I like the underdogs, and I like these right here. 78%. 79 to 21%. I like that. I'm gonna slip in. I'm gonna go a little King. Go ahead, throw a little hundo on King and see what that slide back at. Yeah, I like that. Let's slide that. My man, this is gonna be a great card. Obviously, well, this is gonna be some good fights here. USC Mexico City. Mexico is tough right now. Some wild stuff going on out there. But Henry, let's get to my favorite part of the show, the speed round, my brother. 60 seconds on the clock.
All right, here we go. Okay, will Gina Carano upset Ronda Rousey? No.
No, I don't think so. And 2, will the UFC change the ranking system in 2026?
Yes, I believe they're making a lot of transitions.
Yeah, I think they said that the meta was going to come in and start doing it. So, yeah, I think so.
Okay, 3. Who wins the rematch, Strickland or Imavov? I got Strickland, dude.
Imavov is tough. It's hard to pick against Imavov, but right now with the way Strickland just looked, I'm leaning towards Strickland. All right, 4. Who benefits more from the media rights deal, the UFC or Paramount?
Oh, that's easy. UFC.
Right now, I would say UFC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who'd win a potential fight between Manal Kopp and Alexander Pantoja? Shit.
That's a
Man.
tough one, but I'm going to go with my boy Kopp.
Yeah, no, you know what? I'm going to defer on this one, dude. They're both homies now. So I plead the 5th.
Hey, you ain't going to answer?
I
You
plead the 5th. That's my answer. I plead the 5th.
I didn't even know we could do that.
I plead the 5th.
That's a twist. I didn't even know we could do that. But hey, now I know, Henry. So when you try to jam me up,
it could go either way, Kamaru. Manal Kopp is really dangerous on his hands. And you watch that first fight with them, Pantoja just slightly edged it off. But Manal has gone better, bro. So fuck.
No, absolutely. I agree.
It's hard to count out Manal, dude.
Absolutely, Henry. I agree with you. I think both guys are, I mean, amazing. I think arguably the top two best guys in that division. And look how quickly people just forget about Pantoja, a guy that was on a tear. We were having to bring in new guys to try to challenge this guy. Now all of a sudden, look how much we just move on. We just forget about that. But listen, Manel Kape is dangerous, not just with hands. Manel Kape can grapple. Manel Kape can wrestle. And listen, Manel Kape, I think, has the most power in his hands in that division. So, hey, I think it'll be a fantastic fight if we do get that fight. Fantastic. But, Henry, as always, you know who I be. I am the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
Henry Cejudo, a.k.a. Triple C.
My brother, and we are out.